Kamaru Usman says, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Everybody feels invincible until someone comes in and pokes that balloon. This quote has a little more oomph to it, considering that Kamaru Usman just got his balloon popped by Leon Edwards. That head kick was heard around the world, shocking as it was. He goes on to defend his title, and that's 2 losses in a row for Kamaru Usman, the guy who many people were saying he was the greatest welterweight of all time. Me personally, no, he's not. You could argue he's the second best, but with that said, he's talking about Khamzat Chimaev here, and Khamzat is the young guy who hasn't been beaten yet, hasn't faced defeat yet, and he's the one that we're going to see if Kamaru can pop his balloon. Do I think so? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a tough test for him. However, I wanted to see Khamzat Chimaev fight a middleweight. I wanted to see him fight a top middleweight contender that, is in the running for the middleweight championship. Now, is that exactly Paulo Costa? Not quite, but Costa is still a middleweight contender. He's a middleweight, an actual middleweight. He's not a blown-up welterweight taking a fight on short notice and fighting at a higher weight class, because that's what this is. It's Kamaru Usman coming up off the couch. Maybe not off the couch. Maybe he's been training a bit, but this ain't a full camp Kamaru Usman. This isn't the Kamaru Usman that goes through the discipline and the weight cutting and all those things that, honestly, you could argue that's what makes the fighter at their peak. When you take that away, when you take out those training sessions and the pushing themselves and the discipline and the diet and all those things, you could argue that takes away the best out of a fighter for a lot of people. And I think we may see that against Khamzat Chimaev here at UFC 294. I think Kamaru Usman is still going to put up a good fight just because of how great he is of a fighter, but I think it's not going to be his optimal weight class. We've never seen him at 185 in the UFC, and it's just going to be one of those things, man. It's kind of a letdown, but it's also cool because we get to see it. We get to see Khamzat versus Usman. We get to see that matchup, a matchup that we've wanted to see for a little while now, back when Usman did have the belt. Khamzat was calling for it, things like that. Do I think Usman wins? No, I think Usman doesn't have it in the striking to keep up with Khamzat. I think he's got a good jab and a right hand, but outside of that, I think Khamzat has a better overall striking game. I think he has the wrestling as well to tie everything in together. I think Usman also, after the 2 losses, may be the most dangerous he's been in a while, but it's hard to say that, right? When you're coming off 2 losses and you're older and you're coming off surgeries and things like that. So maybe he's going to be hungry mentally, but the question is the body going to be able to go in there and follow what the mind wants it to do? Has Usman slipped to a certain degree? And he may have. Plus, again, we're going to see a blown up Marty. You know what I mean? A blown up Kamaru Usman. We're not going to see a optimal 170, been through everything Kamaru Usman. I think he probably fights at 170 better, and it just is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on this fight, who you got winning this fight. I got Khamzat Chimaev, but the quote here about everybody feels invincible until someone comes and pokes that balloon, it's very true, and Usman knows that firsthand. Khamzat has not yet had that balloon popped yet, and I don't think Usman's going to be the one to do it, but I do think Usman will make him look human, and I think Khamzat will get the job done. It'll probably be a decision victory, and with that said, I'd want to see. I don't think the winner of this fight deserves a title shot. I'll say that. I don't think if Khamzat wins this fight, he deserves a title shot at middleweight. It's going to be a win over a welterweight at middleweight, you know what I mean? Let him fight a Jared Cannonier. Let him fight a Dricus du Plessis. Let him fight, any of these guys, you know what I mean? And not for nothing, Dricus shouldn't even have to fight. He should just walk in there for a title shot, in my opinion, after beating Robert Whittaker, who's arguably one of the greatest middleweight of all time. So it's just one of those things. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you agree with me, disagree with me, it does not matter. Just join the discussion, and please follow for more. Thank you.